What's up, everybody? This is Jake with Busted Knuckle Films, and I want to show you guys this new buggy that we just got done building. We wanted to change it up a little bit because most of the time you guys get to see these buggies in the pristine conditions of our shop when it's all said and done. But we're going to show you this buggy after it's got some mud on it. All right, so I'm here with the owner. This is Jerry Hoover. Now, Jerry, tell us where you're from.
Monterey, Tennessee.
Monterey, Tennessee. And you've been four-wheeling for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, many years.
All right. So Jerry's been in a couple other buggies throughout his life, and he's awesome to watch on the trail because, you know, he's out there, he's putzing around and stuff, but he is definitely not afraid to gas it. So what are your first impressions of the buggy after you've had this, what, for a couple months now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are kind of your first impressions?
We've taken it out to three or four different parks already, and it's been impressive at every one. You know how they all like to stand around and watch you when you go up something, and it makes it so easy to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Jerry's got an RV that's behind us, and he tows this buggy behind his RV and goes to all these different off-road parks and just stays there for a week. And you're retired, right?
Yep.
Okay, how old are you?
70.
70 years old, retired, and exactly what I want to be when I grow up. So this buggy has a handful of upgrades that we really like to see guys do. He didn't go for the rear steer, but you don't really need rear steer when you're a guy like Jerry and you've been four-wheeling for a long time. He went for the suspension upgrade because he wanted a little bit more comfort and all that stuff. But tell me a little bit about some of the other stuff you did.
We got the rear camera, and I am in love with that thing.
That thing's sweet. Right?
The communication system I was vacillating on, but now that I've got it, I love it.
Yeah.
It is nice to be able to play the music through the headphones, and you can easily talk to who's riding with you.
Yep.
And everybody else who's on that channel, you can easily communicate with. So
Absolutely.
That's been a nice plus.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have guys all the time that are kind of on the fence about the communications package, and honestly, like, if I was going to buy a base model with a little bit of an upgrade, it would be suspension and the communications package. I love that. You know, like yesterday we were out riding, and it was night, you know, so we're trying to figure out where we're going, and you know, everything looks different at night. So we would pull up and hit a button and say, hey guys, does anybody know where we're at? Oh, well, I got a map. It's this is trail 12. I think we're supposed to take a right. So we'd all peel off and take a right. before the communications package, we'd be getting out, stopping, walking over to the other rig, talking about it, figuring out where we were supposed to go, going back, getting back in the rigs, driving until the next split, and stopping and having to do it all over again.
Yeah, figure out where we are.
Exactly. The communications package is huge, and then you can actually use it for spotting too. If somebody's coming up a trail and you're behind them, and we start getting into some big rocks, you can say, hey man, your rear diff's hanging on this rock on the right, just scoot over a little bit to the left or something, and it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But you also did something else in the back of the buggy, if I'm not mistaken.
The plate?
Yeah, well that and the trailer hitch.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Yeah. So why did you need that trailer hitch, or why did you want that trailer hitch?
We came from full timing in this motorhome for 5 years, and I had the previous buggy, a trailer hitch on the back of it, and I needed that thing to be able to move the trailer around. Because trying to move a little 20-foot trailer with a 45-foot coach ain't easy.
Right.
With a buggy it is. So yeah, that was a must-have for me, to have that trailer hitch. And that works out great. I can hook up to the trailer, put it wherever I want, and I don't have to use that thing to move that little trailer around.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And when Jerry first approached us about it, we started talking about it. We had it for our rear steer models, but we hadn't put one on a drag axle yet. And we ended up just using basically the rear steer bracketry and putting it on the back of the axle so that he has a 2-inch receiver hitch, and he can just plug that in. He's got the reverse camera that points right at the trailer hitch. And if he gets to an off-road park and needs to move his trailer around, you can back right up to it. First time you drop that trailer down and it locks in and everything's nice and smooth. So we want to show you guys a little bit about the machine and kind of do a walk around and everything else. But is there anything else you wanted to bring up or talk about?
Oh yes, there's this one experience, when you first get your buggy and you go out with Jake, he takes you around Stony Lonesome and, takes you on some nice little obstacles, nothing real hard, so you get used to it. And he's pointing out, we're going to do that obstacle tomorrow, that obstacle tomorrow, okay. And we do, we go back out there next day, and Marcia and I, my wife, we learned a new word, launching a vehicle. We've never launched a vehicle before, but he backs up this one obstacle. He's on the radio telling us exactly what he's going to do, and that's what he does, and he gets it a good 10 feet up in the air. And just, goes from one plateau to the next. Okay, well, my past experience in doing this, it's a rough landing, but I'll try it. He says he's going to start off in first, get in second, and go on up. Well, I ain't that ballsy, so I just leave him first, but I get it going, and we probably get a good 6 feet up in the air. And when it comes down, it feels like you're landing in a pillow. I mean, these things are just so smooth. I now have learned a new way to drive this thing.
Yeah. You really can push these things a little bit different than a normal vehicle. Like you're trying to hit something and it's tough or whatever, you just back up and kind of jump it.
Yeah.
And it just lands so smooth. It's unbelievable.
Does. Yeah, it really does.
We're gonna go out today and do some more riding. We can't wait. It's the weather's kind of spitty right now. You got some weather that's supposed to be coming around. It's like an 80% chance.
Yes.
But Jerry and me and the other guys that are with us are hardcore wheelers, and we're willing to get a little wet to go have some fun.
Yeah.
So we're at Harlan, Kentucky, Black Mountain Off-Road Park. Oh, hold on. This thing's like busted or something. So we are at Black Mountain Off-Road Park, and this is the first time that I've had a supercharger in one of our new buggies. We put an LSA on this thing and designed our own bracket system for it. It sits in here absolutely perfect, which is awesome because that's the power of CAD designing. I can literally make everything fit just perfect. You can see where the supercharger dips down just perfectly for that bar to sit right there. It's really, really nice and tight inside here. I also designed these brackets here that allows us to do a mid-mount power steering pump. Way down there. Mid-mount power steering pump. And we've got tons of belt wrap going around here. Comes all the way back down around the water pump, then goes up around the supercharger, under that little guide pulley, back over to here, and then back down. And every single pulley on this system has a ton of belt wrap. So we've got at least 180 degrees. Most of them are more like 210, 230 degrees on all of these accessory brackets, which is really cool. We have this as a kit that's going to be available on the website. So if you want to put an LSA on your engine. You can buy our accessory kit and everything will bolt on really nice and neat. It's perfect for off-road chassis. And if you look at the way the power steering pump is designed, it's about even with the water outlet. So if you have clearance for the water outlet, as far as your suspension and everything goes, you should be fine with all these brackets. It's really cool. We overdrove the crank here, and then that allows us to use a larger pulley on the supercharger, which helps with belt slip and stops it from having issues with the belts popping off and everything else. But it just fits really nicely inside these chassis, and it's definitely going to be an upgrade option for 2023.